What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Clown Questions, the show where there are no dumb questions. I'm your host, Matt K. Maurer, and the question on my mind today is, who's cooked? I'll attempt to answer that in addition to some other questions. Today's another mega show. I know I said I wasn't going to do another one last mega show, but I lied. We're back here with the mega show. Top 19 Goosebump moments of the weeks. Kind of a weird show today, but good luck. Who's down to clown?
That's a clown question, bro.
So who's cooked? Well, there are a number of people who are cooked right now, a number of teams that are cooked. There's a lot of people who are cooked. And we'll start out with, as a Packer fan, the most exciting one to me is Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison is cooked. He has been suspended the first 3 games of the 2025 regular season for violating the league's substance abuse policy. Addison recently resolved a 2024 DUI citation by pleading no contest to a lesser charge. He can participate in preseason. This one was a little surprising to me. I thought I saw the 3-game suspension. I'm like, damn, all that for a speeding ticket? And turns out, no, wasn't a speeding ticket. It was more of a DUI situation. I don't know if the cops caught him driving drunk, but I believe the cops may have found him sleeping on the side of the road. So yeah, definitely fair to call that substance abuse if you're the league. Yeah, happy as a Packers fan. I don't know if we play the Vikings those first 3 weeks, but of course, as a Packer fan, I wish the Vikings nothing but failure. This is a good start to that failure. Jordan Addison will not be there to mentor J.J. McCarthy around. J.J. McCarthy will be fine. He'll have Justin Jefferson. But yeah, for the meantime, Jordan Addison and the Vikings are cooked. Who else is cooked? The Browns. The Cleveland Browns, they might be cooked because they signed Snoop Huntley. I don't know who knows Snoop Huntley, a.k.a. Tyler Huntley. Snoop Huntley sounds so much cooler. But they signed him when they already have a ridiculous quarterback room of 5 different quarterbacks. I guess 4 if you don't count Deshaun Watson, who's on the injured reserve, I believe. But yeah, I guess Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel are both nursing hamstring injuries. And Shedeur Sanders had a sore shoulder at the time, so they ended up signing Snoop Huntley. I think Sanders' shoulder is a little bit better today because I believe in about 30 minutes, probably by the time I'm done recording this podcast, the Browns preseason game will kick off, and Shedeur Sanders will be the starter. Really excited about that. It was kind of funny. I just saw a video of Shedeur walking into the preseason game, and I think one of his friends had a boombox. He's dressed to the nines. A lot of flashiness. Fantasy baseball notification. Mookie Betts is a starter. Consider moving Mookie Betts to your lineup. I will not. I picked up a White Sox player just because he steals more bases. Mookie, figure it out, man. You're my first round pick, and you haven't been playing like it. I'm getting off topic here, though. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to bring a Super Bowl to Cleveland. But in the meantime, they are cooked because if you have 6 quarterbacks, you don't have one. And they got 6 right now with Snoop Huntley, Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. And on the massaging hand, you have Deshaun Watson. Who else is cooked is probably Gilbert Arenas. Apparently, Gilbert Arenas and 5 other defendants, including a suspected high-level member of an Israeli transnational organized crime group, were arrested a week or 2 ago on a federal indictment alleging they operated an illegal gambling business in which high-stakes poker games were played at an Encino mansion that Gilbert Arenas owned. Arenas might be cooked. I haven't looked into the story any more than asking my brother this morning, who is a big Gilbert Arenas fan. I said, whatever happened with that? And he said, I think he's on house arrest. So Gilbert Arenas might be cooked for staging some high-stakes poker's game. Kind of crazy that somehow Gilbert Arenas got tied up with the Israeli transnational organized crime group. But we don't know. This is all alleged. And yeah, I'll have to return to this story when I get more info. A story that I do have more info about now that I didn't have last week is on the Christian Wilkins story. On my last show, I talked about how they released him. And, we were talking about how it was probably related to his foot injury, a very serious foot injury, then maybe didn't rehab properly. But more info came out, and apparently during, I don't know if it was in probably the Raiders locker room, he allegedly kissed a fellow player on the head, and that teammate took offense to it. Not a good look for Christian Wilkins, not because of the kissing on the head, but because of prior clips that are really resurfacing here after this comes out that he was kissing a player on the head, and people are wondering, is that why he got cut? It could be if he's making the players uncomfortable. But yeah, it's not. I don't think it's like a NFL players are homophobic type of deal. The Raiders already had a gay player. They had Carl Nassib, so I don't think it's that. But it's more so, you don't want to be sexually assaulted by Christian Wilkins. But yeah, after this story breaking, there's a lot of old clips of Christian Wilkins. A lot of them on Clemson. I think one of them was in the NFL. Of him, after the play, kind of after he made a tackle or he's in a little dog pile, kind of taking his hand and putting it up people's butts, pretty much. Christian Wilkins likes putting his fingers in dudes' butts. I think he did it to Josh Allen. There's a video of him, Clemson, after they won the national title. Wilkins was on one of those teams. I think he gave Dabo Swinney a wet willy. So, yeah, Wilkins seems like kind of a touchy fellow, touchy subject. But yeah, we'll have to see if that might be the reason, because you had to pay him $70 million just to leave. That seems like a lot of money to pay to a guy just to get him to leave because you're uncomfortable. If someone's touching their teammates, probably don't want them on your team. Unless you are a Cleveland Brown and Deshaun Watson. But yeah, let's get into, still on this first question, who's cooked. Another person who's definitely cooked is Emmanuel Clase. He was cooked at first because I traded him in fantasy baseball to get my man Shohei Ohtani. Shout out Russ for giving me Ohtani. But Clase is no longer eligible as a fantasy baseball player because he's been placed on non-disciplinary paid leave as part of an MLB sports betting investigation. Clase is the second Guardians pitcher that is on paid leave tied to this investigation, joining his teammate Luis Ortiz. This was another very similar to the Luis Ortiz thing, where I think people were betting on Emmanuel Clase first pitch balls. They're betting on it to be a ball rather than a strike. So yeah, not looking good. It's a Guardians thing. It's probably maybe an illegal gambling ring like Gilbert Arenas. Maybe Emmanuel Clase is also involved in a transnational Israeli crime group. But we won't know until after the investigation. But what should be investigated is from our commissioner, Quad, in the Fantasy Baseball League. Why is Emmanuel Clase on Russ's DL, on the IL? He's out. It says out. He's not suspended, but he's on paid leave. But he's not on the injured list, so he should not be available for an injured list spot. You should make Russ drop a player and force him to keep the suspended Clase on a bench spot. He should not be on the IL. He's not injured. He's just gambling, okay? So Quad, get it done. It's only fair. Who else is cooked? Maybe the Chargers. Rashawn Slater, he will miss the entire 2025 season after sustaining a torn patellar tendon. Tough loss for the Chargers, a team that you expected to run the shit out of the ball this year, especially after signing Najee Harris, drafting Omari and Hampton round 1. I still think the Chargers will be okay. I don't think, I don't have Super Bowl aspirations for them, but even after this Rashawn Slater injury, I do think this is a team that makes the playoffs. And I got another reason here, which is Keenan Allen has signed with the Los Angeles Chargers. This signing is hilarious, not because Keenan Allen is past his prime, which he is, but he's a great player. I think he'll be a great number 2 behind Lad McConkey there. They probably won't put him below Quentin Johnson, would they? No, that would just be disrespectful. They got to respect the Chargers legend, but this was funny that the Chargers were able to sign Keenan Allen because they found a glitch in the Matrix. The Chargers found a glitch in the Matrix because I believe last year or a year and a half ago, they traded Keenan Allen to the Chicago Bears for a 4th-round pick. In that next draft, they used that 4th-round pick to move up a couple picks to select Lad McConkey, and now Keenan Allen is back via free agency. So the Chargers essentially traded Keenan Allen for Keenan Allen and Lad McConkey. Lad McConkey, already one of the best young receivers in the league. So that's a reason to have hope as a Chargers fan. The Slater loss is big, both figuratively and literally. But yeah, shout out to the Chargers who found that glitch in the Matrix and turned Keenan Allen into Keenan Allen and Lad McConkey. Those are all the things that are cooked, and I hope this one isn't. My next question is RedZone cooked? I'm a little worried it might be, but I've heard a lot of people saying at first it's going to be fine, then they're going to change it. That's my same worry with inside the NBA and TNT. They're probably not going to mess with it too much at first. They're going to let them do their thing. They're not going to force Stephen A. Smith onto us. But after 3 years of NBA and TNT, they're going to do some dumb shit like fire, not even fire, add a 5th seat on the inside the NBA on TNT desk and put Stephen A. Smith in there. Do not do that. I'd rather Stephen A. Smith get fired. I'm a fan of him, but do not let him ruin inside the NBA and TNT, and do not let him ruin RedZone. I didn't even get into the headline here. Why am I asking, is RedZone cooked? Because ESPN and the NFL have agreed to a blockbuster billion-dollar deal that will result in top media properties like RedZone moving to the network, per The Athletic. Really worried about this. RedZone is top 5 things that exist. It's a top 5 thing of all time in all of the universe. RedZone I will be with until I die, unless ESPN just completely murders it. But yeah, love RedZone. Sunday tickets, okay, but there's nothing that can beat RedZone with Scott Hansen there telling you which game to flip to. Not even telling you, but flipping from game to game. If there's 2 things going on at once, Scott will tell you. He'll put up the double box and he'll commentate both games. It's the best thing in sports. It's my favorite thing in sports, is to watch 7 hours of commercial-free football. ESPN, don't you dare add commercials. Don't you dare. Don't even talk to Scott Hansen, okay? If Scott Hansen wants to talk to you, that's fine, but don't mess with his mojo. Don't mess with RedZone. I don't think they're cooked, but I am worried over time they will make it worse. But please don't, ESPN. Don't ruin a good thing. Only good news that came out of this to me was Goodell was talking to somebody on ESPN, and he said with this new deal after acquiring RedZone and NFL Network, ESPN would have the capability to do a college football RedZone. That would be amazing. They have a current one on ESPN. It's like ESPN Goal Line, but it's not very good because it's like ESPN only games. So you're missing all the games on Fox, Fox Sports 1, CBS, whatever it is. But if Goodell is right and you could do a full college football RedZone, get all those other games from the other networks, That would be amazing. And, if they mess with the red zone a little bit, but in return, we got a college football red zone, I might be willing to cook red zone, as so to speak. Let me get to my next question. Who's rich? Obviously, most of the athletes I'm talking about on this podcast are rich, but who's richer after, in between Mega Show 5 and Mega Show 6? My apologies again, by the way, for doing Mega Show 6. I even warned myself on the show by saying I'm the jinx master, and I did a sweeping declaration. No more mega shows, and here I am after lazily missing another episode. But Mega Show 6, who's rich? De'Aaron Fox. He agrees to a 4-year, $229 million maximum contract with the San Antonio Spurs. This will keep him in San Antonio through 2029 30 season. Good signing for the Spurs, I think. Good extension. I don't know. They're putting a lot of faith in De'Aaron Fox here, despite the fact that he didn't play a ton of games, but he did look great in the games he did play in San Antonio. So they will continue building that big two of Fox and Wemby. They're just looking for that third guy, and then watch out. Those Spurs are contenders. Who else is rich? Luka Doncic, Los Angeles Lakers legend. He signs a 3-year, $165 million max contract deal with the franchise. As a Lakers fan, thank you, Luka. We appreciate having you back. Really excited to watching you in the future. And we're sorry Nico Harrison did you dirty and traded you, because your Supermax would have been a lot more money in Dallas. But Lakers gave them as much money as they legally could have. I bet he's probably eligible for a Supermax at the end of this 3-year extension. So stick it out there, Luka Doncic. He's looking skinny. And this is a take I will hold, until I'm proven wrong midway through the season, which I won't be, because this is actually a take that's right. Luka Doncic is a lock for most valuable player. He will be the NBA MVP next year, and I am very confident about it, especially after seeing that he lost 30 pounds. Luka, tell me your secrets. I could stand to lose 30 or 90. Who else is rich? Mikal Bridges, 4 years, $150 million. Seems like a lot for Mikal Bridges, but you got to remember he won them 2 different playoff games against the Celtics last year. He is a part of that big 3. What do you call it? The big 4. You throw Josh Hart in there. I don't know, but one of the best players on the Knicks. A great two-way player. Like I said, had that game-winning steal, that game-winning block against the Celtics in the playoffs. Looked great. Let's see if I missed any notifications. I did not, but I got to keep my phone out. I hate when I miss news seconds after I film the podcast. 2 others got paid in the football world. Cortland Sutton reaches an agreement on a 4-year, $92 million extension. I guess I like it for the Broncos. Cortland Sutton, good player. And this one I love, and this is a bargain, although he was a 7th-round pick, so I guess he didn't have as much negotiating power as some others. But Rams and Kyren Williams reached agreement on a 3-year, $33 million extension, including a $23 million guaranteed number. $11 million a year, it is a lot, but for Kyren Williams, who I still think is easily a top 10 running back, could be a top 5 running back, I still think he goes under the radar. If you're in my fantasy league, forget what I said about Kyren Williams. He is terrible, but obviously very good player. And 3 years, $33 million. You continue to be able to get a bargain on running backs, even if they're elite like Kyren Williams. Let's get to my next question, and this is a long one, so maybe it'll be more so of a bullet point housekeeping answer, but who got traded is the question. We had the MLB trade deadline betwixt my last 2 mega shows, this show and that one. But who got traded? Mike Yastrzemski. The Kansas City Royals acquired him from the San Francisco Giants. Like Yastrzemski, saw him make a circus catch into the net the other day. I know that's, fielding isn't typically what people are looking for when they trade for someone. They're more focused on the hitting. But great outfielder there for the Royals. The Yankees, they're getting Camilo Doval from the Giants. I was very pissed about that. I had Doval on the Giants on my fantasy baseball team. Great setup, man. Would get you holds, would get you saves sometimes. So very effective relief pitcher in fantasy baseball. Now he's on the Yankees, and he's useless. The Yankees have like 10 closers now, and they don't know who's good. They don't know who their starting closer is. I guess it's David Bednar, according to Russ, a.k.a. Peter Brand of Fantasy League fame. But yeah, Devin Williams, the former Brewer, not working out so great in New York, unfortunately. Who else are the Yankees getting there? Getting Jose Caballero from the Tampa Bay Rays. This was a hilarious trade to me because he was playing on the Rays. He started a game, was literally in the field for the Tampa Bay Rays, and they were playing against the Yankees. He got traded in the middle of that game, so they had to pull him from the game, take him to the dugout. Bro literally got traded from one dugout to the other. Absolutely hilarious there. I don't like this move because it's the Chicago Cubs. They acquire super utility man Willie Castro from the Minnesota Twins. I like Willie Castro. I voted for him in the MLB All-Star game. I also voted for every single Brewer. But yeah, really, really good to not good to see the Chicago Cubs getting this guy. Super utility man makes him sound amazing. I assume super utility means you can play every position except pitcher and catcher. Although, would that just be utility man? Because utility man, I guess super utility implies you can play more positions than a utility man. Utility man, if you can play 2 or 3, you're still a utility man. But yeah, super utility man to the Cubs. Not happy about that as a Brewers fan, but who cares? We're in first place, not only in our division, but in the league. Texas Rangers, they acquired Merrill Kelly from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks kind of cleaning house. Definitely cleaning house. I'll get to the biggest name at the trade deadline that moved at the end of this. He was a former Diamondback. But before that, the New York Mets finalized a deal acquiring Cedric Mullins from the Baltimore Orioles. Good bat, good outfielder, good base runner that the Mets add there. Really excited for this Mets Brewers series and hoping I can see a lot of entertaining Frank the Tank Fleming content. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but he is the most pessimistic Mets fan in the world, which is hard to do because most Mets fans are pessimistic. Moving along, Detroit Tigers acquire closer Kyle Finnegan from the Nationals. Tigers clearly see themselves as contenders, as they should. Toronto Blue Jays, they acquire right-hander Shane Bieber from the Cleveland Guardians. Jays had been looking for another starter, and they get the former AL Cy Young winner in Shane Bieber. That Blue Jays jersey will be dope. Obviously, Justin Bieber is I know he's from Canada. I don't know if he's from Toronto. Let's just say he's from Toronto, and Shane Bieber. So Bieber Blue Jays jersey would probably look pretty cool. I used to be a Justin Bieber hater, even though I kind of had his haircut in middle school. But now I love Justin Bieber. He dealt with a lot of shit. He, I believe, got diddified. So, yeah, prayers up for Justin Bieber. I'm really off the rails with this show. I don't know what I'm talking about. But 2 more trades to get into. Padres get closer Mason Miller from the Athletics. Padres trying to remain in that NL West race, try to catch the Dodgers here. And the team that's out of the NL West race is the Arizona Diamondbacks. So they traded a star player, one of the league leaders in home runs, Eugenio Suarez. They trade him to the Mariners. I immediately saw some jersey swaps of Eugenio and Mariners jersey. I'm like, how do people do these so fast? Turns out Eugenio is returning to the Mariners, had not played there in a bit, and he's back. And the Mariners and Cal Raleigh are going to try to win it all. As I don't know what the return was, but Eugenio, I'm assuming you got decent number of prospects, a pretty good return for the Diamondbacks. He was kind of the hottest ticketed trade item. Continuing to talk about trades, let me get to my last question. Who wants to be traded? That would be two people. There were probably a lot of people wanting to be traded in the MLB, but the trade deadline's passed, so no more of those. Trade deadline has not passed in the NFL yet, and the individuals who want to be traded are both in the NFC East. They are Micah Parsons and Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin, I believe, requested first. He's the latest wide receiver to seek a trade, whilst currently he's failing to land the contract that he wants. Only three wide receivers in the past 2 years, T. Higgins, Deebo Samuel, and Brandon Ayuk, all requested trades, but none of them were traded in the year in which they made the request. Deebo did get traded a year later to the Commanders. So maybe McLaurin was talking to Deebo and be like, hey, what if I request this trade, do you think they'll pay me? He's like, well, they traded me, but they might pay you. Who knows? But yeah, Commanders, they got to pay him. I know Terry's asking for somewhere in like the $33 million range, and he wants to put himself kind of on par with those LSU boys, Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. I think it's a bridge too far to say that McLaurin's on that level, especially being older than a lot of these young receivers. Courtland Sutton, though, he got 4 years, $92 million. That's more along the lines of what I think Terry deserves. I think $25 million is more than fair for Terry. I mean, Terry, he wants a lot more value because he's been a mainstay, probably the best player on offense for Washington over the past 5 years, getting 1,000 yards with, guys like Sam Howell. But now he's got Jaden Daniels, and he had a great year. They got to the playoffs, and Terry wants to cash in, but I think he's like age 30, 31, so I don't think he's going to get quite the number that some of those other top guys are. But we'll see. We'll see if he's still a Commander for our next show. I don't know. I don't know if I think he'll get traded or not. All I know is McLaurin wants to get traded, as does Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons requested the trade in a very funny way. He posted on social media that he wanted to be traded from the Dallas Cowboys. He did like a notes app. I don't remember all of it, but I don't need to know all of it because I know why he wants to get traded. He's been asking for a contract, and Jerry Jones has been whack as fuck, and that's $1 for the F-bomb jar. But Jerry Jones has been completely out of his mind. Apparently in the offseason, he had a conversation with Michael Parsons about leadership, and then kind of tried to corner him and started talking money, started talking about his contract. And Micah Parsons what are you talking about? My agent's not here. We're not supposed to be talking contract. I don't want to be talking about this right now. And Jerry just kind of tried to slyly do that. I think he, called the agent and said, oh, we got a deal done. The agent's like, what are you talking about? You didn't even talk to me. You and Micah did not agree to a deal. And then in preseason, Jerry Jones has continued blabbing away. My friend Nemo, who went back to Dallas, he became a Dallas Cowboys fan again after leaving them behind because they traded for George Pickens. Now he wants back out, but I think we're going to make Nemo stay with the Cowboys another year. But yeah, basically in preseason, Jerry Jones has just been talking shit, not only about Micah Parsons, but about his quarterback, Dak Prescott, talking about how they're missing games. He's like, yeah, I don't know if we can pay a guy who missed 6 games last year, talking about Micah Parsons, who, by the way, had only missed 4 games. Jerry Jones also referred to Micah Parsons as Michael Parson at one point. So Jerry definitely losing it. Maybe a little bit of the Joe Bidenism, the dementia, the dementia. Not to get political here, but yeah, Jerry Jones, you're an idiot. You should have paid him before you pissed him off, but instead you pissed off Micah. Now he wants to be traded. I think what Jerry's next move to do will be he will offer him the maximum amount. He'll offer Micah Parsons whatever it is, 4 years, $200 million. He'll just how much he needs to break the record. I think TJ Watt just set at $42 million a year for a defensive player. He'll offer Micah the maximum amount, and he'll get the deal signed before the season starts. I think it's more likely that they sign a deal than they trade Micah Parsons, but it's sad to see that it has to come to that point for Jerry Jones, to the point of a player needs to request a trade to even you consider giving them a reasonable contract, because the maximum contract is the only one that's reasonable for Micah Parsons. He's a top 5 defensive player in the league. He's 26. Every single team in the NFL would want them on your team. So, yeah, you're going to have to pay top dollar. Obviously, Jerry doesn't want to do that, though. And we're about to find out where it leads him. Please get traded to the Packers. We would love you on the Packers. Jerry Jones, we will give you many receivers, and what else should we give him? Draft picks in return. Yeah, we'll give you a couple of receivers and a couple of draft picks for Michael Parsons. I think that would be a fair deal. Dude, Micah in the green and gold would be insane. What would be even more insane, though, is Micah Parsons on the Los Angeles Rams, because on Instagram, I believe Aaron Donald, yes, Hall of Famer Aaron Donald, maybe the greatest nose tackle of all time, Aaron Donald, he alluded to the fact that if the Rams trade for Micah Parsons, he will come out of retirement. So, Jerry, whatever you do, don't trade him to the Rams, because then the Rams will have another Super Bowl, and I don't want that to happen, because then Matthew Stafford will have more Super Bowls than Aaron Rodgers. It'd be a whole mess. But, yeah, no one's stopping that D-line of Aaron Donald, Micah Parsons, Jared Verse. My voice is quivering just talking about it. So, yeah, trade him to Green Bay. Trade him to Green Bay. Do not do anything that would get Aaron Donald out of retirement. That man is terrifying. We do not have a first interruption this week, unfortunately, but what we do have is the top 19. Yeah, top 19. I don't know why I picked 19 as a number. Well, I was going to pick 20 as a rounder number, but I only got 19. So the top 19 Goosebump moments of the weeks, everybody's favorite moments of the weeks. Starting off at number 19, we have Ryan McMahon hitting a fly ball for one of the most boring walk-offs ever. Parentheses, I hate the Yankees.
0-1. This should do it. Fly ball, DeLuca. He'll let it go over his head, and the Yankees win. Jazz Chisholm will score. McMahon with the walk-off single.
Number 18, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa with the walk-off fielder's choice after booth review.
Sawinski's safe! They're going to challenge the call at the plate.
After review, the call on the field stands.
Raise it again. Officially, the Bucks come back and score twice in the bottom of the ninth.
Number 17, Kyle Manzardo walks it off in 10 for Cleveland.
Swung on line drive, base hit to left center, ball game.
Number 16, Roman Anthony has his first career walk-off hit for the Red Sox. Okay.
Roman Anthony's first career walk-off hit helps the Red Sox beat the Astros in Boston.
Number 15, Salvador Perez drives in the only run of the game for a 10th inning walk-off.
Right center field, down into the gap, a base hit. Here comes Melendez, racing around third. No throw home. Ball game over. The game's first run is the only one the Royals need.
Number 14, C.J. Abrams rips a line drive walk-off single for the Nats.
Moving line drive, shallow left, that's going to fall for a hit. Hassel's being waved in. The throw to the plate from Soderstrom on 2 bounces, gets off the glove of the catcher. Hassel scores, and the Nationals win.
Number 13, Elias Diaz drives in the winning run for the San Diego Padres.
Right to left center field, it's in for a base hit. Here comes Iglesias around. The throw is up the line. Padres walk it off. Elias Diaz.
Number 12, Marcus Simeon hits one up the middle to win it for Texas in 10.
Middle, that's a base hit. Around third base, Smith
stand, and what a moment for Marcus Simeon.
Number 11, Brooks Lee rips yet another walk-off hit for the Minnesota Twins.
Line to left field, slicing, and that's a fair ball. Twins are going to win this game. Gasper scores, Castro scores, and the Twins win in walk-off fashion. Brooks Lee does it again.
Number 10, Blake Perkins and the Red Hot Brewers walk off Miami.
Perkins, center field, that'll get it done. Scored as a hit. In comes Haas, and the Brewers walk off the Marlins. Blake Perkins delivers in the clutch.
Number 9, Dominic Canzone rips home a walk-off single in 11.
To the right side, base hit. Gino's on his way home. The throw to the plate. Safe, and the Mariners win. They complete the sweep.
Number 8, Rakia Jackson puts up the tough layup to win it for the Sparks at the buzzer.
Jackson inside, flips it up and in at the horn. Circus shot from Rakia Jackson, and the Sparks get a walk-off winner.
Number 7, Augustine Ramirez and the Marlins stun the Yankees in Miami with this walk-off.
Chopper out in front of the plate, and over! Edwards scores from third!
In the craziest game of the year, it's a swinging bunt from the former Yankee prospect, Augustine Ramirez. Get a break.
Number 6, Justin Turner with a pinch hit walk-off home run for the Cubbies.
To center.
Boom.
Adams back at the wall. It's good! Cubs win!
What a moment for Justin Turner. First pitch he sees, he delivers the game winner.
Number 5, J.P. Crawford drives home a walk-off homer for the Mariners.
Set by Garcia. Swing and a drive. Deep to right field. Going in, going. Goodbye, baseball. Walk it off. J.P. Crawford with a walk-off two-run home run. And the Mariners win it. 4-3 over the Rangers. Here in the bottom of the ninth inning.
Number 4, Jonathan India rockets one out to win it for KC.
Hit high in the air, deep left field. Quan turns around, looks up, it's out of here! A game winner for Jonathan India! What a massive swing! Ward, who's had an RBI.
Number 3, Taylor Ward rips a 3-run walk-off shot to complete the Angels' comeback.
It's Benintendi near the wall. It is gone. Say goodnight to the White Sox. Taylor Ward drives out a 3-run rocket, and the comeback is complete.
Number 2, Josh Young's moonshot walks off the evil Yankees.
Deep out to left, that one is gone! Josh Young did it! Who do you want to pitch to?
Another gut punch loss. And tonight.
Number 1 moment of the week, Brenton Doyle with a walk-off dinger in the craziest game of the year.
Is it enough? Going back, fam, and gone! It's gone! You gotta be kidding me! Rockies have come all the way back to win it! 17-16! Never seen a game like this. Coors Field magic at its finest tonight.
What a game that was. I wish I had been watching that one. Warming Bernabel had apparently been cooking. What a name for a Rocky is Warming Bernabel, one of the hottest players in baseball, other than Andrew Vaughn. But yeah, 17-16, the worst team in the league. Rockies win. We got to see some failures from the Yankees there. Absolutely no emotion for moment number 19. The Yankees didn't give a F about their walk-off. Jazz Chisholm basically walking from third to home. But yeah, that's love to see the Marlins win that one 13-12 too against the Yankees. I love watching the Yankees fail. But yeah, good goosebump moments of the week. Only 19 of them. And yeah, weird show. I know. Mega show number 6. Got to get back to this weekly thing. I got to have some guests on again. I'd like to talk to Mr. Ploff Warrior about the Brewers. The Milwaukee Brewers are the number 1 ranked team. We have the best record in all of Major League Baseball, and that's why this week's game of the week is going to be a Brewer game. So let's get into it. Our game of the week, we got Mets at Brewers. That would be Sunday, I believe 1:10 Central Time. Pitching matchup is Quinn Priester versus Shane Manaea. The Priest, Quinn Priester, he has been incredible. I think he's won something crazy, like 10 games in a row. I don't even know, 10 straight decisions, whatever it is. But the Priest has been dealing, as has every single Brewers pitcher. So this is kind of a no-brainer for me, especially with how hilariously they're not even mediocre. The Mets are like just good enough to get people's hopes up, but just bad enough to be embarrassing. The Mets are, I don't understand the Mets. No one understands the Mets ever. Not even the biggest Mets fan in the world, Frank Fleming. That wasn't a fat joke. He's a really big fan. He is big too. But let me get to my pick. Mets at Brewers. Give me the Brewers money line. Don't know the odds. The lines haven't dropped. But give me Brewers money line. And I don't know if you guys do know Barstool's Frank the Tank Fleming or DJ Khaled. But with them in mind, I've got a good feeling that this game will leave the Brewers saying another one.